Whew. Hey everyone, I'm Norn Queen Alexis, and this is Kovu. Say hi, Kovu. Say hi. Love you. No, he's such a good boy. Absolutely love this little handsome devil. He's just going to be sitting down here this entire video and being very awkward on my lap because he's not like on my lap. He's like all over my lap. He is hanging off my lap. He is not sitting curled up. He's sitting like laying flat, and then his head is turned this way. I love this little guy. So, today we are talking about the Militia release that just came out, and I am stupid excited for it because Horus Heresy 3rd Edition is really, really, really fun. If you haven't played it, I highly recommend it. The terrain rules kind of suck, but aside from that, like the game is extremely good. So let me just see if I can get this correct and get everything up and running. I don't expect a lot of people to be in this live stream at all, to be honest. But if the viewers that are here have questions, please ask away. And let's try to dive into this once I click the correct buttons. And I'm going to try my hardest to actually answer the chat, but I only have one screen now. So let's see what happens. Boop. I wonder if I could put the... Why didn't I do this before the stream? I could have tried my hardest to actually put it so that the chat is on the screen itself so that I could see it. That would have been big smart, but whatever. Is what it is. So let me do some quick checks really quickly, see if I can see my live stream on my own channel. On my... Let's see. Boop, boop, boo. Can I click on my own live stream? Does it pop up? No. That would be super useful if I could do that. Can I do that in Studio? If I go here, can I actually look at my own... Let's see, go to Content, View All, and then, yeah, it does not show up here. Huh, that's weird. I guess I can't look at my own live stream on my live stream. Strange how that works. So let me go ahead and X some stuff out so that I can just Alt-Tab over to it, and we can get right into this. Okay, let me close out all the stuff I was using. And just checking some stuff real quick, and back over to this. All right. There. I should have done all of these checks prior to any of this, but I am big smart, and, you know, I know exactly what I'm doing. I am a professional streamer who hasn't done this in years. Can I do this so that I can see chat? That'd make it weird on here, but I think that's fine. I think this is good enough. I can now see chat and this at the same time. So I can make this larger too and still see chat. So what is... I can speak, I swear. So what is the Imperial Militia? The Imperial Militia is just... It is the everything that Games Workshop has ever made. It is literal beastmen, necromunda gangers, weird shit, ogres, the kindred are in here from the Leagues of Votan. There is so much stuff you can do with the militia. The militia is the ultimate way of customizing your Warhammer army. Honestly, I absolutely love the militia, and I think there's a way of running like Arbites in this. You could run Inquisition in quotation marks. It wouldn't be the Inquisition, it would be Malcador's agents that are on Saturn at the time, but they were actively doing stuff as like additional military forces, but they weren't an actual military yet. They weren't like Inquisition yet. That would be in the future. But within this is the rules for the militia. We can skip that. Core and expanded rules, we can skip that. The contents, we can skip this. The militia stuff. So, if you have a planetary overlord trait, you get an additional reaction, which means at 3,000 points, you get 3 reactions. So you get your 2 base, and then you get +1. I almost put up the wrong finger. +1 for having this dude. Right off the bat, you don't have any officers of the line unless you purchase one for 20 points, and it's a discipline master, which is a commissar. Before they were called commissars. And that's how you get your officer of the line. So, building the Imperial Militia, blah, 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 blah. You have to pick an allegiance, either loyalist or traitor, as per the norm. I do like this rule, the irregulars. A unit composed of models with this special rule can still score objectives when pinned, stunned, suppressed, and is automatically destroyed when it falls back into making contact with the battlefield edge. So there's a really long way of explaining this and everything, but you still score 1 point for being on an objective when you're statused. That is huge in Heresy right now. A lot of the times you won't be scoring statuses. You can't score if you're statused, and it's massive. But not Solo Auxilia, Militia can do it, which is cool. A unit is entirely composed of models with this special rule, so you can't join a unit with like a Space Marine or something or an ally into this unit, and all models in the unit must have this rule. Still eligible to control or contest objective markers if it is affected by pinned, stunned, suppressed tactical status in any combination, but only scores 1 victory point regardless. So kind of like how Vanguard can only ever score 1 victory point, they can score 1 victory point. It's garbage, I would... How could you say it's garbage? Come on! Hello from Australia. Hello, Australia. I want to visit Australia really badly. I was actually talking to a couple of Australians that came to Ireland for their Viking festival. That's a whole rant. I will save that rant, but I want to visit Australia because you guys are amazing. Vincent, regardless of the value, and any other special rules such as line. So if you have line 2 or line 3 and you are statused and you're on an objective, you still score 1 point, which is huge. Absolutely love this rule. Additionally, when a model with this unit contains any models with special rules moves into base contact with any point of the battlefield edge or falls back, it's automatically removed this casualty. Austria! Sorry, I just saw that. Oh my god, I'm so dumb. I saw Australia. My apologies. I can't believe damn it. I have such a tiny window off to the side to try to read chat, so I have to like glance at it real quick and try to read it. Sorry. I love this rule. The 3rd line rule is absolutely incredible. It is so much better than it was in the past. In the past, it was if you got glanced, you would suffer a penetrating hit and then potentially be destroyed. Now it's, if you're glanced, you just lose a hull point. I think it's an addition. Whenever a model with this special rule suffers a glancing hit, that model loses 1 hull point in addition, to the glancing effects. A vehicle with a super heavy subtype that also has a special rule loses 2 hull points when it suffers a glancing hit. One of the effects of the super heavy... Oh, okay. So it only suffers a additional hull point. That's really good. That's really good. I like this. I like this a lot. All right. So, muster the worlds, the provinces of war. I'm going to try to go over these and try to explain what each one could be represented by for miniatures. There was a really, really, really good Warhammer YouTuber. It's either Arbitrator Ian or Arbite Ian. I don't know his exact channel right now, but he is a fantastic Warhammer YouTuber and probably the only one that I would highly recommend for watching anything to do with miniatures or the lore itself. He is incredible. I really like him. So abhumans are your beastmen. Outcome junkies, these are your Necromunda gangers, your simple Necromunda gangers. Armory of the Old Knight. This one is kind of like your elites, almost your Solo Auxilia, but slightly different. Arms of the Omnissiah is literal servitors. I would love to see somebody use the arms of the Omnissiah to make an entire servitor army. I think that would be absolutely incredible. The augmented levy are, yeah. How would I I don't know how I would do that one. The cyber augmented is literally just Skitarii. Debased rabble is your cultists from 40k. Your depraved cultists, your oh my god, I have them sitting over on the shelf right here. That's why I'm looking over. Accursed cultists. That's what they would be. Your feral warriors would be just your. Actually, I would use Empire troops from Warhammer: The Old World to represent these. Gene crafted. These are technically. Oh, you are making my lap so warm. These are, because they're gene crafted warriors. These are technically your Orlok gang, because they're highly augmented and everything. Although Orloks are, older lore for Orloks is that they're kind of Space Marines, but not really, but kind of. So I would use them. Let's see. Imperialis. I don't know how I'd run this one. Industrial Levies is, again, I would just use Skitarii. Kinfolk is literally the Leagues of Votann. Legacy of the Great Crusade. I don't know what I would use for this one. I would want something more elite. As weird as it is, I would actually use Arbites for this one. Ogryn conscripts, Ogrins. Like, Ogrins. Let's go. I want, if I had access to a 3D printer and infinite money, because 3D printing is very expensive nowadays, especially with all of the tariffs and everything. 3D printing is almost not worth it anymore. It still is. It still 100% is worth it, but man, did it go way up in price. But that aside, I would love to build an entire ogre army. I think that would be absolutely incredible, especially given the silly weapons that they could have in this edition. Like, I would love to have an Ogryn heavy weapon squad, just one-handing like las cannons and just shooting them one-handed. But since they're ogres, they don't know how to aim them. I would make joke armies out of this. Oh, I'm getting a call. I can't answer this right now because I am streaming. I should message him back real quick. Ba 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 ba. Doop. Do. Why does everyone call me the second I am doing a live stream or something? I could go all day without a single call or single message. Second I live stream, boom, everyone. Okay, I just messaged him real quick. But I would love to do an entire ogre army that is just hilarious miniatures that are just ogres carrying all of the silly weapons, like an ogre trying to two-hand a melt-a-gun. I think it would be hilarious. Survivors of the Dark Age. This I would use like, oh, weirdly enough, I'd use Eschers, because Eschers have that like cyberpunk aesthetic. Or I would find Cyberpunk's miniatures, or I would use Fallout's miniatures for it. I think that would be really cool. Tainted Flesh is, again, your Chaos Cultists, your the debased rabble, and your Tainted Flesh. These can be interchangeable with your Chaos Cultists, with your what the fuck are they? Why am I drawing such a blank? It's the super unit of cultists for Chaos Space Marines right now, and I cannot for the life of me remember. This is why, like, I have them. They're right here. Accursed cultists, and then the leader guys whose name I can't remember. But that's where these would go, and your renegade guardsmen would go in these. Your unending horde would just be your basic body militia. Funny enough, I know somebody who made an endless horde of mutants, and they took a whole bunch of old world orcs and painted them in, flesh tone and everything, and gave them a bunch of weapons to represent an unending horde of mutants. And I absolutely love that. Voidborn is literally the Voidborn box set. You can get these really quickly. You can actually just go down to like a Games Workshop and get these. Warrior Elites, hear me out on this. This would be not the Orlok. Is it the Orloks that are the bikers? I think I would use the, if they're the bikers. Because it's Eschers are the cyberpunk girls that make poisons and shit. It's the, oh my god, why am I drawing such a blank? I think they're Orloks. I don't play a lot of Necromunda, as you can tell. Oh, Kovu got very offended by that. Yeah, so you can still select 2 provinces, which is really cool. If an army consists of at least 1 unit selected from Imperial Militia listed, single province may be selected for that army with an additional province also selected for the army. Okay, yeah. That's really cool. So you can get 2 again, which I think is pretty awesome. So now we have all of the crazy, there's so much shit here. There is so many provinces, and you can mix and match them, which is the coolest part. Like, I love the idea of mixing and matching to make an army that you really like. This army, I will tell you right now, you won't win too many games at all unless you bring 900 men and do the Endless Swarm, and then you'll win every single game, but you won't have any fun whatsoever. Well, your opponent won't have any fun. And I think Heresy is more about you and your opponent interacting, unlike like 10th edition, where it's like, I want to put you in wolf jail and then grab all of my objectives as quickly as possible to gain a 30-point lead and hold on to that for the whole game. Heresy is more or less a back and forth. I do wish it was more than 4 turns, because 4 turns is not enough in my opinion. So Abhuman Muster, what does this army do? An army with this province gains the following benefits. All model with this rule, irregular, special rule. They get +1 strength, and they gain -1 ballistic skill. And they gain impact leadership special rule. That's such an interesting buff. I do like the +1 strength because you can potentially get a commander on a horse or any type of mount that you want. Again, I like the Escher jet bikes as the leaders, and I might make a whole Escher army of just like, I'm always tempted to make an Escher army. Like, always tempted to make an Escher army. But every time I want to, nobody has them, and GW is always sold out of them, and it sucks. Why the hell do I have 4 messages on here? Why does everyone message me when I'm live streaming? Kovu, can you stop digging your claws into me, buddy? Please? You can still lay here. Like, I don't mind. I love you. In fact. Why are you wagging your tail so hard? I am not even disturbing you. He's so mad. He's so angry. He's just a little man. He's so handsome. You also get assault shields. I gotta read what the assault shields do still. But I like the idea of Abhumans, a melee-focused province army. Like, you can get the Abhuman one, and then there's one for +1 toughness. I think it's the Kindred. Where is it? Is it gene crafted? No, it's not gene crafted. It's Kinfolk. I think these are the ones that get +1 toughness. Have an armor save characteristic of 3+, an invulnerable save characteristic of 6+. This one is just insanely good. I'm not gonna lie. All models of blah, 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 blah. Yeah, you can do base and strength and toughness bonus on all of your guys and get toughness and strength and toughness for dudes. Just regular dudes. And I think that is terrific. That is going to be an army that I want to run, where it's just a whole bunch of horses running around at strength 8, just colliding into things with their lance. Actually, I think it's only strength 6. Their power fists will be strength 8, so I'll bring plenty of power fists. So let's go back to Abhuman Muster. They can get assault shields. So I really like Abhuman Muster. I think this one is just a solid 10 out of 10 if you want to do a very fun army. Just a very much hilarious horse-based army where you're just rocketing at your opponent as quickly as possible and just smashing them in the face, and then all of your horses die because they can't wound anything and you lose. But you will have the time of your life doing it. And isn't that what this is all about? Just having fun. Kovu, please stop digging your claws into me. I love you, buddy, but you keep, like, digging claws into me. He's such a goofball. All right, so we'll go down to the next one, the Alchem Junkies, or Alchem Jackers. I'm always going to call these the... there was a province for them. There's an actual guardsman regiment based around them, and they're really, really cool. Sorry, buddy is writing to me. So let's see, what do they get? If the controlling player is making a leadership check or a cool check for a unit in the army that only contains models with this rule, they may ignore negative modifiers to leadership or cool applied by the... It's just the better Dark Angel rule. They have a better Dark Angels trait. Every model in a unit that includes only models with the irregular special rule and the infantry type in the army may have friends on for 1 point. So if you don't know what this is the drug that assassins take, and it was everywhere. They would just and fucking go mad. They gain hatred, infantry, cavalry, and automata or autonoma. I like automata. And heedless special rule. I forget what hatred does right now. I think it's better wounding. But I'm not sure. Kobe, you gonna stand there and just be mad at me because I kicked you off my lap? He is. He's like staring daggers at me right now. But that's really cool. And it's only 1 point. And it doesn't have the negative effects anymore. So you don't just die from it anymore. Nice. Armory of the Old Knight. This is the one that gives you Volkite weapons. This is probably the best for a ballistic-based army. And I'm not going to lie, they're really cheap for what you can get. Like, the Militia having Volkite Culverin squads that are probably in the 10s. So just 10 heavy weapons with just Volkite Culverins is going to mow down a squad. If you know anything about, like, Space Marines bringing them, they're really, really, really good. Why is every single person messaging me with something super important? What the hell? Let me just message back really quickly. Sorry, I would edit this out normally, but yeah. There we go. So this just replaces with the Volkite Serpenta, the Charger, the Caliver, and the Calivern. All really good, and this province may not be modify any model's armor characteristics to 2+. Oh, dang it! They gain slow and purposeful. They get +1 to their armor save, which is pretty neat. Arms of the Omnissiah. They gain Lasloks and arc rifles. This sucks. I'm not gonna lie, it's kind of bad. I would much rather the Volkite weapons over the Arms of the Omnissiah, but if this is your thing, it's your thing. Hi from Wales. Hello, Wales. That is a country I have visited, and it was amazing. Tourist armor covering units from your... Oh my god, I'm not going to try to pronounce any of this correctly. Mechanicum Tagmata army list may be selected to fill heavy transport forced organization slots in an Imperial Militia Okay, you could take Mechanicum vehicles. I'm just going to end it with that. They gain the 3rd line special rules, so they just become not as good as if you would to just ally them in. And it's weird because you can ally them in, and then I think you can actually just get in their transports anyway. I think you have to start on the field, and then you can enter your allies' transports. I'm not sure if you can enter allied transports in this edition. I never actually thought about that, because allies were always taken as something in 3rd edition where people would just try to take as many either Imperial Fist, Alpha Legion, or Dark Angel sniper rifles as possible just to snipe characters, and it was kind of just a giant dick move. I mean, it's fine if you want to do that, like, go ahead, but yeah. But I think you could just enter your allies' detachments' transports. You just can't start in them. I might be wrong about that. I'm probably wrong about that. I could just check, but those books are written poorly. The augmented levy. What do we got? All models with this special rule. Infantry type gain the rights of pure thought special rule. I'm not even... Oh, they're lobotomized. Oh, okay. Every model in the command troop unit in this army have the repair automata special rule selected for 2 points. Oh, that's pretty neat. Why is it... Okay, let's see. There we go. Okay, he was just asking me if I wanted to go to practice tonight. Unfortunately, I am a little bit busy tonight. I'm not really a fan of this one. Okay, I was rating them. I think this one's a 10 out of 10. Armory for Old Knight is 10 out of 10. This one is just really, really cool. I'm going to give it like a 7 out of 10. This one I don't like. I think it's honestly like a 4 out of 10. I don't like it. It's not that good. I mean, it's cool that you can have a whole squad of arc rifles. But honestly, it's just kind of okay. Okay, augmented levy. This one's just kind of meh. Like, I'm not a fan of this one. Like, you can create a really, really cool, like a really cool Skitarii army, or you could just play Mechanicum. Mechanicus. No, Mechanicum. It's Mechanicum in 30k, right? Not Mechanicus. Mechanicus is 40k. But yeah, I'm not a big fan. Also, seriously, everyone message me. Everyone messaging me while I'm live streaming. Cyber Augmented. Model with this province gains the following benefits. All models with the regular special rule and the infantry type gain the Eternal Warrior 1. They're still just one model. 1 wound models. 2 wound on their horses. Or their mounted units. Is it 2 wounds on mounted units? It might be 2 wounds on mounted units. But honestly, this is kind of... It protects your characters, I guess. Any model with the regular special rule and the command or sergeant subtype in the army may have rad grenades for 5 points a model. That's okay. Honestly, I think this one could just be skipped over. Oh, wait a second. The base. It does increase all of their modifiers by 1, which is cool. We're trying to plan a trip to Akureyri so that we can go to a Viking festival. And yeah, I'm going to try to go to that. That's over this weekend. I got to ask my friend, see if he's going. Debased Rabble. Now, this one I'm excited about because I like Chaos Cultists and everything. This province may only be selected for an army with a traitor allegiance. Army with this province gain the following benefits. All models with the regular special rule and this army have their base cool characteristics modified by +1 and their base intelligence modifier. Joining chaos makes you stupid. The following items may be added to tainted implants. Okay, yeah, it creates this dude who I have right over here. This chair makes way too much noise. I've really got to replace this chair. But yeah, it makes this dude. So that's pretty cool. And that's what I was trying to show you guys this entire time. It's them. I like this. I like this a lot. It's 1 point upgrade for a really good melee weapon. Pretty solid. I like that you get dumber if you join Chaos, but you get cooler. Because it's cool to join Chaos, but very stupid. Let's see. An army with this province gains the following benefits as Feral World, or Feral Warriors. All models with the regular special rule and the army... I'm just going to stop reading that. Get impact weapon skill. Ooh. 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 That one with the first one might be cool. If you don't want the toughness bonus. If a unit with this army containing any models with you is within 8 inches of an enemy unit, it has to make a charge. Yep, I love that. Oh no, it has to take an intelligence test and then make a charge, which you're probably just going to charge anyway. Paired close combat weapons. Yeah, these are literally just the gores from Fantasy. They just have 2 weapons. So I like that a lot. Oh, this one, like a solid 9 out of 10. I like it. Keep in mind, my rating system is not whether or not it's good. It's whether or not I like it. Because this could be like I'm telling you now, the army is bad, but it's a shit ton of fun. Like, you will have the most fun game of your entire life. You will lose, but you will have so much fun doing it. Like, your opponent will really feel like a space marine because they will be murdering entire squads with like 3 dudes. And you'll just be like, tee-hee, here comes 100 more. I love this army so much. Gene crafted. This gives you the needle weapons. All models with this special rule and the infantry army gain the line subtype unless they have the heavy subtype, in which they instead lose the heavy subtype. So they gain line. Wait, does the army not have line? Does this army not have line at all? I hope it doesn't. I hope this army has no line whatsoever, because you will just lose every single game guaranteed. True type in this army gain the line subtype unless they have heavy. That's so fucking funny. They have to be gene crafted to understand how to put a flag down. That is amazing. Okay, and that's that one on this side. Assuming that they don't already have line, it also doesn't say how much line they gain. Oh, gain a light subtype. I'm stupid. Oh my god, I misread that. I thought it said line. It says light. God, fuck, I hate being dumb. Maybe I shouldn't do these as live streams. It'd be much better to edit this part out. Fuck, I'm so dumb. I am so dumb. Okay. An army with this province. I'm moving on. I messed up that one enough that I am moving on. They gain a light subtype. God damn it. Why would they gain light, though? What is making them light? Are you hollowing their bones? Taking off their armor, probably. Getting them naked. I'm so dumb. All models with this special rule and infantry in the army that do not have expendable X. Ooh. I do like expendable as a rule, where it's just like, haha, you killed me, you don't get any points. I think that's great. I'm rating this one a 0 out of 10 because I fucked it up too much. Have their base cool characteristic increased by 1. The following item is added to the melee list: the Shock Maul. Okay. And the Weber. Oh, okay. This is your Gene Stealer cult. Oh, no, wait. This one is the Gene Stealer cult. If you combine both of these, you get the full Gene Stealer cult, which is definitely not Gene Stealers. Gene Stealer cults didn't exist in Heresy at the time at all. Definitely not. They definitely don't have books where they fought four-armed aliens that they would later discover are gene stealers. That did not happen. This one gets all your industrial weapons, which, yeah, mining lasers, your seismic cannons, your heavy mining lasers, your heavy seismic cannons, move through cover, special rule. Yeah, this is Gene Stealer Cult. Kinfolk. Oh, Gene Stealers, 10 out of 10. Play Gene Stealers in Heresy. Piss off your opponent. Kinfolk, 10 out of 10. I don't even need to read any of this. It's amazing. You could play squats in Heresy. An army with this province gains the following benefits. All models with this special rule increase their base toughness by 1, and their base initiative and base movement characteristic are -1, which is hilarious because they're short and slow, but they're tough as shit. The Grenadier troop type in this detachment in this army may be upgraded to be an Exo Rigger for 8 points. God, that word is going to get me demonetized. Per model, all models in that unit may be upgraded to have the heavy subtype, have bulky 2 and slow and purposeful special rule, have an armor save characteristic of 3+, and an invulnerable save characteristic of 6+, have an intelligence characteristic of 7, and the Battlesmith 1 special rule if they have the sergeant subtype. Holy crap, you gain so much for bringing Kindred. May each exchange their Militia rifle for a heavy industrial weapon for 8 points, or 1 pair of industrial weapons for 10 points. Yeah, that is the Leagues of Votan. That's just the Leagues. I do wish that they would bring in their vehicles into this. You know, have some fun with it. Legacies of the Great Crusade. This is the one that I used to play a lot, so I want to see how it changed. Hi, Kovu. Oh, really? Honestly? You like the Kinfolk too? Oh, okay, good. Good. Kovu gives the Kinfolk a meow out of 10, which is pretty good. You being good? What are you doing? You're just bobbing your head. Do you want to fight my hand? Oh, you're just being so cute and I love you, Poke. Okay. Legacies of the Dark Age. Legacy of the Great Crusade. All models with this special rule in this army, which does not have any version of Expendable Axe. Special rule, have their base ballistic skill modified by +1. Ooh, I like that. Hitting things on 3s with... Yeah, this is the same as before. They can get the las rifle, which is just a better las gun. They can get rotor cannons. Ooh. A squad of 10 with rotor cannons, you say? Suppressing opponents is fun, you say? 10 out of 10. Legacy of Great Crusade is amazing. I love rotor cannons. Rotor cannons are one of my favorite weapon in Heresy. Mostly because we call it the rotisserie cannon, and we say that it heats up a chicken so hot that it fires it out as a, roasted chicken at you. Yeah. Ogres. Ogre conscripts. All models in the Ogre Brute Troop type in the army lose the Heedless special rule, while the unit includes at least one model with the Instilled Special Order special rule. Man, I liked when they were just called Boneheads, and they lost the stupid special rule. Every model with an Assault Shield in the Ogre Brute Troops unit in this army may have its Assault Shield exchanged for a Boarding Shield for 2 points. That gives them a 5-up info save. And gives them the Shield Wall special rule. That's really good. So you can do Feral World Ogres. Oh, they would just be big beastmen. Ooh, that could be really cool to come up to design something for. Or these could be Croxigors. Just putting it out there. They could be Croxigors. Like Feral World Ogre. Yeah, that's a giant lizard man. It's got some humans somewhere in it. Survivors of the Dark Age. All models with the vehicle type and Imperialis Militia trait in the army gain the Auto Repair 5+. Okay, that tells me that they don't have that normally. Rhinos and Termites. Oh yeah, you can take Rhinos and Termites with this, which is pretty good. but they lose what? Ballistic skill, and they lose their Legion traits, gain this. Yeah, and they gain third line. So they're just worse rhinos. But you can run around with a rhino with a multi-melt on top of it, which is pretty decent. Or the termites and just pop up a 10-man unit. 10-man ogre squad would be kind of funny, though. Or just ogres and rhinos. I don't know if they have transports yet. I haven't gotten that far. They used to have transports. They used to have big trucks and industrial vehicles. Man, how far are we? Okay, we're almost done. Okay. Tainted Flesh, which is definitely the name of a song. This province may only be selected traders. All models in the army game the Aflame 1 and Impact Initiative special rule. I don't know what a Flame 1 does. Not sure what that does. So somebody somewhere can explain that to me. That would be amazing. I assume it's psychic power related. Each Rogue Psyker model. Oh, this army's going to have Rogue Psykers. Hey, I have those. They're just chilling right here. And now he's on the floor. Damn it. Also, I was just thinking about this. If you did Tainted Flesh and Feral World, you could make Skaven. But yeah, look, see? I have a whole bunch of these guys. I have like 4 of them. The Rogue Psykers. We needed them for a Dark Heresy campaign a couple of years ago. And I bought a whole bunch of them. And I bought the Blackstone Fortress game, which had them. Each Rogue Psyker in the army may have up to 2 Psychic Disciplines selected. Ooh. Instead of 1. I like that. That's pretty good. I mean, Tainted Flesh is just going to be a 10 out of 10 because you can bring Skaven. Like, come on. It's this, and the other one is just Skaven in 40k. Well, in 30k. This is how you bring Skaven into 40k. You just call them Chaos Mutants. And boom, you have the army. Voidborn. Blah, 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 blah. Oh, if you don't have bulky or expendable, you gain infiltrate 18. That's pretty good. Any reconnaissance troops or command troops in this army may be upgraded to a void jumper. This is your Elysian drop troops. Ooh, you're in the process of building Emperor's Children. I have a whole army of Emperor's Children, and I don't know what to do with it. Oh, yeah, I feel you on the tariffs thing. Damn. I can only see so many of your comments, though, unfortunately. I can only see 2 comments at a time. I will read that in just a moment. Yeah, the limited data sheets does suck. I fully agree with that. I will read that in just a moment, I promise. I just want to finish this real quick. Any reconnaissance troops or command troops in the unit may be upgraded to void jumpers. All models in the unit. This you could use Tempestus Scions for pretty easily. 2 last pistols, 2 pistols. I love that they could take 2 pistols. I do wish it was 2 of any pistols, so you could take like 2 blast pistols. That would be amazing. Or 2 plasma pistols. Set their base movement characteristic 10. The following items may be added. Yeah, I kind of wish it was just 2 of any pistol. I think that would be really, really cool. But the Voidborn is just the Elysian drop troops / your Tempestus Scion equivalent. Now, I will just read this comment really quickly, as quick as I can, because I have to move stuff over to read the comments. Yeah. Because I really got to get a second screen if I'm going to stream. How are you going to avoid any duplicates? So, okay. I'm so confused how you're not going to have any duplicates in an Emperor's Children army. They only have like 6 options. Like a demon prince with wings, a sorcerer, Lord Cacophonous, Lord Exultant, Lucius the Eternal, Fulgrim. I think that's all of that. The Tormentors, the other dudes whose names I can't remember right this second, the Land Raider, the Mauler Fiend. I think that's it. Oh, the Noise Marines. I forgot about them. Creating an army with just that and trying not to do duplicates. Good luck. Yeah. The tariffs are gonna fuck you over. They're fucking us over. I recommend a 3D printer. Actually, I don't, because that's even more expensive now. Because all of that comes from China as well. Kit Press, Demon Prince, nice. And Fulgrim's helm. Ooh, you're doing a helmeted Fulgrim. I like it. Okay. I want to see if you get a chance. If you're on Blue Sky or something, you can tag me, and I will want to see that army. Or if you're on Instagram, I'm on Instagram, but I kind of don't post pictures I really want a lot of people to see on Instagram. Wait a second. Where am I? Did I skip Unending Horde? No, I didn't. Okay, we were just at Voidborn, and now we're at Warrior Elites. So Voidborn. It's Elysian drop troops. I'm giving it a 10 out of 10 because it's Elysians. This allows people who have legacy armies to actually play them like the Elysians. I also feel that Militia play like the Death Corps of Krieg better than the current 10th edition Death Corps of Krieg. Just saying. I really like the way Krieg feels in Heresy versus the way it plays in 10th edition. That's just my 2 cents. Because you just get more on the field. And I think that's really it. It's just that you can get more on the field. You can get all the artillery. You can get all of the horses. You can get everything. And you're not limited to the horses being absolutely terrible in 10th edition. Because the Krieg horses are just so bad. They are just such garbage. Like, compared to the Rough Riders, which are just better because they have a melt-a-lance. But anyway, Warrior Elite. I'm probably wrong about that too. I guarantee there's somebody that's like, actually, Alexis, I won 16 GTs using only 3 Kriegsmen. And I'm going to be like, yeah, probably. All right. Base leadership characteristic modified by +1 to a max of 9+. Okay, leadership 9+ is always cool. I remember when Militia could have leadership 12. I thought that was always awesome. I gotta answer this message really quickly. Okay. Who else is messaging me? Why is everyone sending me messages the second I start streaming? In all fairness, I've been streaming for almost an hour. And I'm only on page 9. Holy shit. An army with this province gains this. Leadership 9. Oh, they can take an Auxilia Vexella. Okay. That just buffs their... That just is a buff for free. That's cool. Alright. Endless Horde. Oh, this one I'm just giving like a 6 out of 10. It is good. It's just kind of meh. It does give you the most necessary piece of war gear in the game currently, the Vexella. So it's good because of that. Gain the Endless Horde 4+. So they come back on a 4+. Every model in a command troop unit that can have the Expendable 1 special rule for an additional 1 point a model. Damn, Endless Horde is... Unending Horde is really good. Yeah, if you want to do like... If you do want to do an army of nothing but Poxwalkers, you could do this, the Unending Horde. And that would be so much fun to actually see. Just like 90 to... Actually, you can bring 900 troops. 900 infantry was the max number of last edition. But yeah, you could bring so many with that. That's a 10 out of 10. I want to see it. I want to see Death Guard do it, or a Rat player, Skaven player bringing in like 300 infantry and just being like, Tainted Flesh, Unending Horde, go. So these are their detachments that we can get. We can get some that are cool like these, which are the Grenadier detachment. We can get the Ogren detachment. We can get the infantry cohort. We can get the artillery detachment. I really like the artillery detachment. I'm going to have so much fun bringing so many artillery pieces. I'm going to bring so many artillery pieces. I can't wait. I am going to have so much fun with so much artillery because this is the way guard should play. I want to just look across the field and just go, do you see that army? I don't want to see it anymore. Boom. Just fire across and just... I wish it would bring the Death Strike missile into Heresy. It was used in the Heresy. We know it was used in the Heresy, but it was called something different. Give me the Death Strike missile. I want to bring 8 Death Strike missiles. I think that would be a lot of fun. For me, not my opponent. I just want to shoot 8 nukes across the table and watch my opponent's army disappear. I don't see the problem with that. But yeah, absolutely love all of these. And then we have a cavalry detachment, which I'm super happy with because we could literally do the Death Corps. Look at this. Like, I don't like, don't get me wrong, I don't like the Death Corps, like, online fan base that doesn't play Warhammer. I really like the idea of an army that uses horses and artillery. It's so stupid. And it's so 40k, and I love it. And then you just got 8 tanks. No, 7 tanks and a super heavy. Because, yes. And then you got the Stormcutter. And it's just 2 dudes. And keep in mind, you also have the detachments that are in the core book as well. One character, 1 Overlord, and fucking 4 Medicae. You'll never get to use them because they're terrible. But actually, they're not terrible because Medicae units in Space Marines can get rid of statuses, which makes them good. They're not as good as they were where they kept units alive. Now they're good because they help get rid of statuses, which is fine. And then you get to your demonic manifestation, which can bring brutes. And yes, brutes are awesome. Whew. Okay, we're an hour in and we got through that. All right, now we can get through the rest of this stuff. So we have all of the weapons that the officers can take, and you're mostly going to be looking at power fists as well as like plasma pistols or needle pistols because everything else kind of sucks. I'm not going to lie, all of this is just a waste of time to really look into. The blast pistol is kind of cool because it has all these special rules, but you have to be within 9 inches of an enemy and you don't want to be there, and you want those 3 points to go towards another body instead of a weapon. But a power fist is really good in this army because you can get a strength. I think you can up your strength. If you take 1 province, you can get +1 strength. The power fist is +3 strength. And then you can get the impact +1 strength, depending what you do if you're on a horse or something. So you can get 5, 6, you can get a strength 8 power fist, which is really good for them. Now, keep in mind, that's really good for Militia. It's not really good for like Space Marines. That's kind of like a normal thing for them. But it's really cool that you can get a power fist. You're also going to be... The turnable weapons are pretty okay. The power weapons they're power weapons. So, you know. Then you got your melee weapons, which includes your close combat weapons, your chain swords and chain axes. If you had to choose between the two, I prefer the chain sword, but since you're swinging after everything anyway, because your initiative is not that high, you might as well go with the chain axe. It's the same points and it's slightly stronger. The Militia pistols are all trash. The bolt one is probably the most reliable out of all of them, but you're hitting on 4s, so it's not really worth taking. Your pistols are just wasted time guns. Your armaments, you have the rifle, which is just a las gun, a carbine, las gun with more shorter range, more shot, shotgun, strength 4, short range. Then you got your assault weapons, and pretty much the only thing you're going to really care about here is that you can get bolt weapons or the carbine or the shotgun. These weapons are kind of just okay. If you can get a better weapon, you grab a better weapon, but you don't actually need it. The shotguns are fine. I think the shotgun is probably the best because it's free. Special weapons. I'm so glad they moved the heavy stubber to a special weapon. I love the idea that just a dude on a 25 mil base can hold a heavy stubber. Now, that is amazing. That makes me happy. And we can get grenade launchers, plasma guns. This is what you're going to try to maximize your weapons with. you're gonna want to take as many marine killing weapons as you can. And honestly, I really like the long rifle. Like, it's just a sniper rifle. It's pretty decent. Or the flamethrower to cause panic and everything. I think the meltagun is cool. It's too many points, especially for a unit that kind of sucks with it. You might as well throw those points to a heavier weapon. The plasma gun is at a good spot, I think, where it's a good marine killer, and if your guy dies, you don't really care. The Militia heavy weapons, we have the twin heavy stubber, you're not taking it. The mortar, which you are taking a lot of. The multi-laser, you're not taking. The heavy bolter, you might take. The heavy flamer, really underrated and really powerful. The missile launcher, meh. The autocannon, meh. The las cannon, meh. You really just want the mortars. The mortars are gonna be what you want to go after. If not the mortars, the autocannon. I think the autocannon is a bit better than the missile launcher because it gets 2 shots, so you're more guaranteed to get at least 1 hit. But the autocannon, the missile launcher is not bad because it's 15 points. So it's a toss-up between the 3 heavy weapons for me is the mortar, the missile, and the auto. All the other weapons kind of are bad at this point. Las cannons are okay, but they're only 2 damage now. They're damage 1 if you stay still. They're damage 2. And it's only 1 shot. It is 48-inch range, but it's 25 points. And for 25 points, you can take 2 mortars, and those 2 mortars are just better. So, yeah. Pencil-mounted weapons, they can get a combi bolter, but my fucking Soul Auxilia can't, which is dumb. Heavy stubber, grenade launcher, and heavy flamer. I kind of wish I could get the grenade launcher on my Soul Auxilia vehicles. But no, I can get the heavy flamer, which is pretty okay. I like the heavy flamer. So, we're over an hour in. We can finally talk about the Force Commander. Whew. Now, Force Commanders are awesome. I absolutely love them. They are your head dude. You need this guy to take, or this person, or this creature. It really depends what province you take. Their gender or their species could change. Like, they could be a little rat man, or they could be an ogre. Or, well, they can't be an ogre. Or they can be like a mutated monstrosity that is once human. But there's a lot you can do with the Force Commander, depending on your province. I really like the Force Commander. I think I'm always taking him mounted because his mount is only 15 points. And the mount is just whatever your brain can imagine. Like, do you want your Force Commander riding like a jet bike or something? Then he has that. Do you want him riding a dinosaur? He can do that. You can have a whole army riding dinosaurs. Do you want him riding on top of his friend's shoulders and counted as mounted? Yes, that also works because you can do anything with this army. You could literally have a guy on top of another guy's shoulders and just be like, yeah, and count it as a mounted dude. Absolutely love the comedy that you can do with this. You can also do like a crazy, like if you're doing a chaos army, you can grab the old horses from Old World or Age of Sigmar and just have a dude on top of it. I don't remember what do they call it's Norskins, right? The Norskin Raiders. And you can make that your whole army. And it's amazing. It's absolutely crazy and I love it. And that's kind of what I want to do. Like, I also want to do the Escher Bikers. I'm always torn because the Eschers having those jet bikes are super cool, but I can't find a 3D file for it, and it's always sold out. And I really want to do an army of them. That would be cool as hell to have a whole army of just Eschers. I really want to do my army of Eschers. I really should. Anyway, you could take him on foot, and on foot he's pretty good. On mounted, he's way better, just because he is. Although a lot of the provinces only affect dudes on foot, so keep that in mind. I'm mostly thinking of provinces that'll boost his strength in combat because I want to run a whole horse unit across the battlefield or a jet bike unit across the battlefield and, fucking die. One thing cool about their mount doesn't have anything that stops it from not being seen if it's on terrain, and it can run through terrain. So unlike jet bikes, which have anti-grav, they are they can't take cover at all. You can always see them. You can always shoot them. But the Force Commander on a horse, for some reason, can hide. Unlike a jet bike, which could just lower its altitude and just, go down behind a wall and be perfectly hidden. It can't take cover in Heresy because of reasons. Movement 12 is pretty fast. Obviously, it's 1/4 of the board across the field. And if you take line, that's you're halfway across the board. So you're going to want to dive into terrain as quickly as possible and try to keep him alive or just outflank him. He has outflank. That's really good. You can get within an inch of an enemy and then charge them. You can sub out his weapons for a Paragon Blade for 15 points, an Archaeotech Pistol for 15 points. The Archaeotech Pistol is okay. I don't think it's worth 15 points. I'm probably not shooting his pistol at all, if I'm going to be honest. The pistol is cool. The volley fire with the pistol is amazing. But I'm probably not going to worry about it too much because I want to outflank, get right into my opponent's face, and then step into combat instead of step up, volley fire, and then do that. But that's assuming that I get across the field. If I'm taking him on foot, I am taking the Archaeotech Pistol. So the Paragon Blade is pretty good. I like the impact strength here. That ups his strength to 4, and then he goes up to 7 because of the Power Fist, and that's pretty good. It's a little bit better, in my opinion, than the Paragon Blade, but the Paragon Blade does have critical hits, which is amazing for a weapon that's 2 damage because it goes up to 3. So, and if he's in a combat, you can make it go up to 4 by giving it the thing that makes it go up by 4, the Gambit. So you could do a lot of damage with that Paragon Blade, is what I'm saying. Mounted Force Commander may have its Charnable Saber exchanged for a Melta Lance or Militia Lance, and may have Melta Bombs. I honestly think you have to take Melta Bombs if you're taking the Paragon Blade. It's 10 points, it's 1 shot, it's pretty decent. Overall, I think this guy is going to be what you build your army around. If you mount him, yeah. And what's cool is you can take multiple Force Commanders. There's nothing stopping you from taking your Crusade detachment, which unlocks another detachment, which you then take, where is it? Which then you just take this detachment, because it's an auxiliary detachment. Oh wait, no, that's the wrong guy. Never mind, I lied to you. You can only take one of him. You can take multiple of them. Discipline Masters. Whew. But yeah, I only read up to these 2 guys, and that was it. So I really like this guy. The Mounted Force Commander is probably... I love that he has Firestorm also. So he's really cool. He's just really good. Okay, so 10 out of 10. Always include him. Discipline Masters. Or Discipline Master Cadre. There's multiple. This is just your... This is your Commissars. I know they don't call them Commissars in 30K for some reason. They are really adamant about not calling them Commissars, but if they literally just called them Commissars, we probably would have had more stuff from the Militia that just stayed in the regular line. But anyway, that's a whole nother topic. I love that you can take it mounted. That's really cool. It's just good. Doesn't increase his wounds, though. I really thought it would increase his wounds. Doesn't increase actually anything for him. He just has a 5-up. And I don't even think he has an Invo save. No, he doesn't. Oh, no, he does. I'm stupid. Invo save is not in rules anymore. It's just right here. It's a 5-up Invo save. I think he has a 4-up Invo... No, he has a 5-up Invo save. So they're going to die really quickly. So don't expect them to last past, turn 2. So what's cool about these guys is you can take a whole bunch of them. You may include 5 additional. So you can have 6 Discipline Masters across your army, and they're only 30 points. 10 more points for on horse. So you can have just a shit ton of them on horses riding around. Just in case you want to. I think that's a cool idea. Frag grenades. Instill Order is really cool. This is the old... this is an older rule from older editions where commissars used to shoot people in the back of the head and be like, get back in line. And yeah, they now have it again. Technically, they have it in 10th edition, but it's not as fun. I like the idea that the commissar just pulls out his bolt pistol and blams a guy in the back of the head and goes, get back in line. I think that's great. Outflank bulky 3 and impact strength. Again, you can up the strength to 7 with a power fist, and they can take power fists, which I recommend for all of them. I think every single one of them should have a power fist because it's like no points. I think this guy's going to be like 60 points. How much is a power fist? 15 points. So he's already 30, 40, 55 points with just a power fist, and that's all he needs. And then one of them is going to be upgraded to an officer of the line for 20 points. That way it's officer of the line 3 also, which is crazy. He might actually be something you want to ally into a Space Marine army to get even more officer of the line. Like, I know it's kind of weird, but you can do that. But yeah, I really like this. It's really good. He's a 10 out of 10 as well. The 2 wounds is going to be what kills them really quickly. They're very easy to kill, so don't expect these guys to survive that long, but when they hit something, they're going to hit it and hit it hard. And I absolutely love that. Oh yeah, and among the ranks means that they can deploy separately into separate units. Instill orders. During the start of the turn, the active player, they control, blah, blah, blah. Basically, you just take a shot at the back of an opponent's head, and then you can remove a status. It's amazing. Command troops. So these are just your command squads. It's cool to see a command squad back into the militia. I know they had them before, but it's, you know, it's good. Officer of the line 3. Militia units only. See? See? It says militia units only. But the other one, I don't think says militia units only. I think he just says officer of the line 3. So he could take Space Marines. I just think that's really funny. Like, if you take him as an ally in a Space Marine army, you get 3 more detachments. So it's really amusing that you could take him and just a troop choice and be like, yeah, that was 40 points, or it's probably like close to 100 points, but whatever. May include up to 5 additional. It's weird that this is only 10 models. I feel like that's too low for a command squad, and you know, this. They can take a lieutenant, which is kind of cool. So they get the rifles and pistols and everything. They get officer of the line, but honestly, I'm going to take the other dude to get officer of the line. So really, this unit is kind of meh. Let's see what it can do. Any model in this unit may have its rifle exchanged for an assault shield for free. That could be good. 1 item from the militia melee weapon list. Okay, so you can do shield and weapon. It's okay. You can give chain axes. Any model in the unit whose militia rifle has been exchanged for a shield may have its pistol exchanged for a shotgun. Okay, so pistol shotgun is pretty decent. Let's see. Any model in this unit may have its pistol exchanged for 1 or more. It's okay. It's just any pistol can be exchanged. Any model in this unit may have its rifle, las rifle, or bolter exchange can get bayonets. This is all kind of pointless. Like, you're not going to upgrade this squad if you're taking it. You're taking it to try to get a Vexilla on it. Yep, there it is. The Vox. And then you could take a Vex if you take the other province. 1 bodyguard. Yeah, it's only 1 bodyguard. This unit sucks. It's, how many points is it? It's 70 points for 5 dudes, though, with officer of the line 3. So, I think you take this unit just to take more units on the field. So it's like, you have to take this in your Crusade army, but I would not... I don't know if I would... Oh, it is the lieutenant. Yeah, you're right. Sorry about that. It's the lieutenant that has it, which is weird because he would, of course, have it. Yeah, that's my bad. That's my bad. So yeah, you could take this as an ally as well into Space Marines and get Officer of the Line 3 into Space Marine armies, which is really funny. I hate that these guys are necessary. because they're bad. And it's 70 points. Is anything better? You can get the standard cool, which means you don't like flee immediately. I don't. Okay, look, if I'm taking this unit, I'm taking it and not upgrading it at all. I think that's where I'm at with it. I will stick it in the back. It doesn't have a line or anything. So I'm sticking it in the back and just forgetting about it. Like, this unit's not going to do anything. It's not going to survive anything. It's going to be bolted down by bolters. So I don't want to get it into combat because everything will kill these guys. And their shooting is garbage. So they can't really shoot. Their weapon skill is bad. I mean, yeah, I wish this was 60 or 55 to 60 points, and I think it would be fine. But 70 points is a bit much for this. But I think you have to take 2 of them just to get 9 line, because you're getting 3 here, 3 again, and then 3 from the Discipline Master, which you want the Discipline Master more than you want these guys. Or I'm just completely misreading this and fucking all this up, which is possible. Oh, mounted. This makes it 100% better. This instantly makes it better. What's better than putting it on foot? Putting it on a horse. All right, but this gives them the lances. This gives them the lance. And the lance gives them the impact. And that makes them better. Any model in this unit may... Well, how many points is this? 85. So 15 more points than this garbage, and you get a much better unit. So, yeah, it's exactly the same. No info. Any model in this unit may have 1 item from its melee weapon list and 1 item from its assault weapon list, or may have one of the following options. It's not an and/or, so it's 1 item or. Okay. What's the difference between the lance and the power lance? I have to go and check that. So page 17 is what we're on. So the Militia lance is initiative modifier +2, strength modifier +3, AP 3. So it's good at killing Space Marines, and 2 damage. What is AM? It's not armor mod. I forget what AM is. That's my fault. I'll remember in probably a few seconds. And then the power lance is initiative modifier +1. Attack modifier. Fuck, I'm stupid. Oh my god. Okay. So it's attack modifier. So it gives 1 more attack. Okay. So is the Militia lance just better than the power lance? Precision 6+. Yeah, I would go with the Militia lance. Okay. I like this better. I like the mounted unit better. I actually really like this. A 10-man unit. It gets impact strength, so it's strength +4, so it's 7 strength. You can get them up to weapon skills 4 and 5, which is pretty decent. Okay. It's not how they... I would not even bother with the special weapons. Any model in a unit may have its pistol exchanged for a pistol. You can give them plasma pistols. You can give one of them melt-a-bombs. So you can give 2 if you go to 10. Oh wait, can they swap out for pistols? Let's see. No, they can't. It's just the officers that can. Okay. So you can get blast... I wouldn't exchange the pistols. The pistols are just going to be a waste of time. I would, however, grab a single plasma pistol. I think that's pretty decent. Let's see. I would take the standard. I think you have to. So that's 15 points plus 50 points. So that is 65 points plus 12 times 5. This unit's not... It's not a bad unit. It's just not a good unit. I think this is the way you go for your mounted troops, though. You throw 3 of these, the Discipline Masters, into them to get rid of statuses. Shoot one of them in the back of the head. Give them the old blam. I think that's pretty good. I think this is the way you go. Yeah. You could also potentially just shoot one of them. Never mind. So the mounted guys, I think, are the way to go if you're going to do this. Just a horse army. Rogue Psychers. Is there a mounted Rogue Psycher? Is there a mounted Rogue Psycher? There is not a mounted Rogue Psycher. Damn it. I really wanted a mounted Rogue Psycher. Damn. That would have been so cool. Let's see. Wardens. Okay, what is the squad made up of? And 9 Wardens. I'm assuming they're also Psychers. Rogue Psychers. These guys can get 2 psychic powers if you do the Tainted Flesh or the Chaos one. They have Fear 1, which is pretty good. Support unit. They can take 1 to 2 of these, depending. Pistol, yeah, whatever. I think you're doing this just for a cheap... 60 points. Fuck, he's expensive. And he's taking up an HQ slot. Oh, yeah. These guys are getting a ranking of a 7 out of 10. I think they're pretty good. The ones on foot are getting like a 3 out of 10. I wouldn't even bother looking at them. Rogue Psyker being 60 points, though, is... I mean, you could buff your own dude, which is kind of neat. You can buff a squad. I don't know enough about Psychers to actually make a proper call on this guy on whether or not he's actually good. But just looking at him, he kind of looks like ass. Yeah. I mean, he's not even that cheap. If he was 50 points, I would be like, yeah. Fear 1 special rule, the Void Dart. Hey, Breach the Veil. Seal the Veil. Nice. Void Darts are D6, 18-inch range, Strength 5, AP 4, Shred 5+, so it can go to a 6 forces damage. Ooh, Void Darts aren't bad. Void Darts are not bad at all. If you get those 5 pluses to wound. I think Shred is +1 damage. I could be wrong about that. Alright, I'm going to skip the Psyker. I don't know enough about Psychers to make a proper call on it. I don't know enough about the psychic powers. I tend not to play them because they're confusing. So we're on one of our elites, the Grenadiers, and you get 10 of them. So we're almost, what? This is going to be a 2-hour-long video? Holy shit. And I still have to answer stuff. Especially a super important question. Can you get Grenadiers mounted? No, you can't get Grenadiers mounted. Damn it. I'm going to look for that for everything. I want Ogrins mounted on dinosaurs. If Space Marines can ride Thunderwolves, Ogres should be able to ride whatever the fuck they feel like. So, these guys have Vanguard 3. They're probably going to be one of the only few things with Vanguard. They have 4+ saves, so they're going to die relatively quickly. They do have Melta and Frag and Crack grenades. I don't think they can take... They could take a Vox and Vex. That makes them good. Yeah, there's the Melta Bomb. For 10 points on the Sergeant. The Sergeant may have... Okay. Any model in the unit may exchange... I gotta read what the hell this Assault Shield is. If it gives them Shield Wall, it's not bad. Militia Rifle exchange for an Assault Shield. May take a shotgun. A lot of things are exactly the same. This is just copy-paste from the last thing with just a few tweaks here and there. I'm not seeing... The Grenadiers get really good when you start switching their weapons with, like, the Volkite weapons. So with that in mind, these guys switching to Volkites is pretty good, or Assault Needlers is pretty good. But as it stands right now, their base gear kind of sucks. So I'd really only look at this unit if you're trying to take like the Volkite or the needle weapons. That's where I would look at these guys. Otherwise, I think you just want to save your points for artillery. Just shell the ever living shit out of your opponent. But it is cool that they have the Vex and Vox. Every time I say this, I think of fucking Critical Role now. Vexalia and Vox. Yeah. Ogres. Ogres are always good. I know they're Ogren. Okay. Ogren Brute Troops. The ones in the Solo Auxilia are kind of a letdown in my opinion. So let's see. They have the Ripper Gun. The Ripper Gun's pretty good. Oh, my eye is twitching like crazy. I don't know why. But yeah, they could take the Stub Cannon. What the hell is a Stub Cannon? I gotta see what that is. What is a Stub Cannon? Stub Cannon. Range 8 inches. Firepower 1. Strength 6. AP 4. 2, but stun. Ooh. That 2 damage also. If it just goes through, it's gonna kill a veteran or a Terminator. So just enough shots of that will do it. The Shred 6+ is not as good. Honestly, the Stub Cannon is kind of fire. Alright, where was I? I think I was on page 19. Rogue Psyker. I was on page 20. 21. Damn, I was just off on both of them. I don't like that they call it a boss. That is a bonehead. You get that stupid name out of there. That is a bonehead. Power Maul is also really good. I think I'd go Power Maul, to be honest. The Ogre Boss may... Wait, this dude can just carry around a heavy... He can carry... Ooh. Oh, hold on a second. Ballistic Skill 2, I'm looking at that Heavy Flamer, though. Ooh. Okay, so we can't exchange his... But that Thunderhammer is really funny. Damn. Okay. That Heavy Flamer, though. I actually think you go Heavy Flamer. So here's my thought process behind this. How many points are these guys? 95, and then 30 points apiece for... 95 for 3 of them. Fuck, they're expensive. Holy shit. So that's an expensive unit. But that Heavy Flamer... Okay, so my thought process is this. You take the Heavy Flamer, and you take a 3-man unit. The Heavy Flamer is 5 extra points, so you have a 100-point unit, and you just take 3 of... No, you can't really do that. Because you have no way of transporting multiple units. If it was 40k, you could put multiple units in one transport and run it up the field. You could if you bring in a Super Heavy. There is a detachment for that. Okay, I have to think about this more. Any model in a unit which has its Rip Gun exchange for blah, 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 may have an Assault Shield for 3 points. So you can really just go Bulgrins on this. 1 point. 1 Ogre and Brute unit may have... I'm just imagining how they managed to get the Vuxilla on the Ogre. Like, here, carry this. Okay. I don't know why the Ogre is a Canadian, but that's the accent I chose for him. I actually think you go Heavy Flamer over the Thunderhammer. Just because you can instill panic on the opponent, and if they have a status, they're initiative 1, and then you charge in. And you just club them to death like penguins or seals. I know my metaphors. I actually really like that. But there's so many points. How many points is this? This is like 1 billion points, though. Hang on. So 30 times 7 plus 95 plus... you're taking Power Mauls for... what? 9 of them? So that's 45 extra points, plus the Heavy Flamer, plus the Vexilla. Jesus Christ, this unit is so expensive. And then you have all of the freaking shields. Because you want to take that. Any model in unit which had its ripper gun exchanged for yada 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 may have one assault shield selected. So that's plus 27 more points. That unit is 387 points. Ugh. For a weapon skill, I mean, you have to up its weapon skill if you're bringing these. But then I don't think they can't because they don't have the thing to up their weapon skill. They're kind of just ass. Oh, that sucks. Why do Ogryn suck? Damn it. I do like the Dark Tide reference with the autocannon heavy bolter. I think that's funny. I think at the impact attack, they can go to 4 attacks, but they're hitting on 5s. It's just not worth it. It's so close to being good, though. Man, that's annoying. But fucking 400 points for them is not good. Like, hell, a Terminator unit will be able to not only survive the vast majority of their hits, but the crackback would kill all of them. Now, they have 4 wounds apiece. It would kill at least 4 of them. They have a 5-up info at that point. No, it still kills about 3 to 4 of them with the crackback from Terminators, depending on whether or not they're veteran Terminators or Terminators. If it's my Terminators, my, what the heck are they called? Inner Circle Knight Cenobium Terminators, this whole unit is dead. Like, you're just gonna die. Yeah, no, I think they're like, sadly, like a 5 out of 10. They're just okay. They brought back the Beastmaster. Hell yeah. Raptors. I know that this is just the bird raptors, but I love the idea of them actually having like velociraptors. Because weirdly enough, their mechanical birds are actually bigger than the realistic velociraptor. So it'd be funny. The handler, the caiman, which is funny that they have an alligator. The felid, which is a cat. The mastiff, dog. The raptor, a dinosaur. I don't care what it tries to say. This is just a dude walking around with a bunch of lizard men. They're probably not as good as they used to be. I'm hoping this unit gets added to the Sisters of Silence when they decide to finally add back the Sisters of Silence. Wow, the Raptors are fucking terrible. They're anti-grav, which means the whole unit doesn't get cover. So you're not taking those. The Cayman is heavy. The Mastiff is infantry. And the Felid is infantry as well. Okay. Only the handler can exchange his weapon. And then they just have a bunch of special rules and are hitting with base weapon skill. Or base weapon. Or base profile. Fuck, brain, you can work. Strength is increased. Wow, this unit is terrible. Funny as hell, but terrible. Yeah, no, this unit is just bad. Well, that sucks. Infantry troop. This is... Wow, they literally just are calling this an infantry troop. No special name. Like, just call it the Militia Infantry, like you did here. Dumb. So how many guys are in the base unit? 20. Nice. That's what I wanted to hear. I wanted to hear 20 dudes base, but I was expecting it to be with the option to go to 40. So it's only 20 is fine. You could take what? 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16. So it's 160. Hang on, I got to do math really quickly. So it's 160, and you can take that detachment. Yep, you can still bring the 900 guardsmen. Okay, we're safe. You could still bring 900. I don't know how many points that is, but it's a lot, but I think you can bring it. They have line 1, which is hilarious. I don't think you're exchanging any of their weapons. Has been... Yep, you can exchange it for that. They can take crack grenades for 10 points for the unit. I don't think you do. I think you just go with frag grenades and hope for the best. God, I hate that my hair is... I gotta retrain my hair to go back. It's now doing this stupid thing where it's hooking forward, and I don't like it. Let's see. The Sergeant can be upgraded. You don't. You take the Vexilla and you take the Vox. So it's an extra 15 points. So each squad is 95 points. So at 95 points, let's just see this really quickly. You have, let's say, 2,700 points because of your HQs and everything, and your Discipline Masters and your other stuff. If you were to take nothing but the infantry squads on top of that, you could take 27 of them. You could take so many dudes under 3,000 for 3,000 points. I love it. I love that you could do this. I might have to make a list with like 200 dudes in it. That's not even that many. That is one infantry tertio with just your crusade filled a little bit. And then you got the levy squads, which are 20, which may include up to 30 more. Yes! Oh my god, 50-man units, let's go! Oh, holy shit. Expendable 3. I am so happy this is here. How many bodies is that? How many bodies? Fuck, that's so many. So that's only 150. They're so cheap. Plus 80. Okay, so it's 230 for the full squad. And I guess you take... You don't even fucking take the leadership buff. He's not even worth it. Is he worth it? No. You do give them this, though. So plus, what is it, 15 points for both of those? So they're 245 points for 50 dudes. Just 50 dudes. And all you do with this squad is just line it up in front of your artillery. And you just go, okay, you can't get through this. And then you put another line of 50 dudes in behind it. And then if you're feeling extra spicy, one more squad of 50 dudes, so that the entire game, they cannot get to your artillery and you just keep blasting. Or they can't get to your tanks and you just keep blasting. And they have to use long-range weapons to get to them. It looks like so much fun. I love that levy squads are here. This is a 10 out of 10. I don't even need to read the fact that they are terrible. With a weapon skill and a ballistic skill of 2+, you don't care. They are just expendable bodies. And you could make them toughness 4. You could up their toughness to 4. With the province, the kindred, you can up their toughness to 4 and give them an invo save. You could make your opponent not have fun for the entire game. Oh my god. 10 out of 10. 11 out of 10. Okay, and now we have the medics. And the medics have a 5+ medic, and that's it. They can't get rid of statuses. Okay, I was really hoping they can get rid of statuses, but the ones per game 5+ thingy seems pretty okay. I think you just combine that with these fucking guys. Yeah, boy. That's so... And the expendable 3 just gets rid of Vanguard. It's so mean to do. Oh my god, oh man, I need to do this. Okay, so the medics are pretty decent. How many? You only get 1. So you can only get 4, which is fine. I think those 4 are great because you can take that 1 detachment that gets you an HQ and 4 of them, and then you just plop these in your levy squads and you just go, okay, hope for the best. And then, hell, you might even take some commissars on foot to throw into those levy squads to keep them alive. Keep them unstatused. Oh, man, that's so fucking funny, though. I might need to build a levy army. I don't even know how I would do it. Like, there's no feasible way of me getting that many miniatures, even with 3D printing. And then painting all of them. Oof. Okay, so what do we got here? The fire team. This is your heavy weapon teams, right? 7 can go up to 10, 15 points each. That's pretty good. 2 wounds a team is pretty okay. Save 5+, so anything that shoots them is killing them. Slow and purposeful support units, irregular and bulky. So yeah, you can throw heavy weapons on this. You can throw the Volkite Caliver on this. You can, or Calivrin on this. You can throw the what else is it? The needle cannon on these guys as well, depending on the province. But honestly, just 10 dudes with autocannons might be the way to... No, just 10 dudes with mortars. Hide them behind something and just 10 mortar shots a turn, which will kill things eventually. If not, it'll suppress... I assume it'll suppress them. Yeah. You take a Vox, because you do. 10 out of 10. Great unit. Just the fact that you can have 10 heavy weapons is amazing. Let's see. Okay, everything is still going. I had to lower the page for a second just so I can see the YouTube page. The Reaper. Oh, the Reaper crew. Okay, this is the Reaper battery. Okay. It is toughness 6, so it's a tough unit. It has the multi-laser array, and I'm assuming you swap that out. Heavy bolter, laser destroyer, and the quad launcher with frag shells. Honestly, it's really good. You can include 4 of them per unit, so again, you just throw them behind cover and you just fire every turn with them. Or you throw them in the front line and just hope to laser destroy or something. Yeah. The gun itself, though, doesn't gain any bonuses, which kind of sucks. Do you use the dude's ballistic skill? Thanks, useful highlighted thingy. Okay, yeah, you use the toughness. Okay. Is this good? I mean, the quad launcher is good, because you just, sit behind cover and just blast your opponent with artillery. But the heavy bolter is not bad either. Like, you just have 4 shots with a heavy bolter that gets 5 shots, but they're not hitting well. So I think you just do the quad launcher and hope for the best. Yeah. It's okay. I like it. 7 out of 10. Because it's more artillery. Field gun battery. Even better. Bigger guns. Bigger guns make me happy. Wounds 3, so it's still dying to 1 melt a shot. May include up to 4 field guns, so 5 field guns, 55 points each, or 55 for the unit, and then 50 points per gun is still really good. So it's 255 points, and you can get the Thunder Blast Battle Cannon, or you can get the Heavy Las Cannon. So I'm going Battle Cannon, because it's cheaper, and the Las Cannon kind of... Well, it depends. If this is the Las Cannon off of the Spartan, it's really good. If it's a Las Cannon normally, it's bad. You take the Vox... So you're looking at 265 plus 50, so 315 or something like that. That's not bad. Oh, and it has a rocket mortar already. What is the Thunder Blast Battle Cannon? Let me see that real quick. The Thunder Blast... I assume that would be an artillery, right? That has to be an artillery. Auto weapons? Thunder Blast Battle Cannon. 1 shot, heavy AP, so it goes down to AP 3, blast 3, pinning just on their normal skill. But it does have pinning, which is good. But it needs line of sight, which is bad. What about the rockets? Are the rockets also going to be here? I forget what they were called. Don't really feel like looking them up, but honestly, it's pretty good. I don't like that it needs line of sight. That kind of sucks, but it's cheap for what it does. And again, everyone is Hmm? I gotta read that later. Okay. I like it. I just like it. It's a Thunderfire cannon. It's pretty decent. Heavy ordnance battery. Now this is the bigger guns. This should have, yeah, the siege cannon, the Medusa mortar, and the heavy quad mortar. Yeah, this is really good. The siege mortar is actually ridiculously good because you can hide behind line of sight. Okay, chill, phone. What is the siege cannon? We're on page 29. So siege cannon. Siege cannon. It's only a 3-inch blast template. That's stun 1. Goes down to AP 3. But it's 4 damage. Holy shit. I didn't even think about that. How much damage is the battle cannon? It's only 1 damage. So the battle cannon actually kind of sucks. But the siege cannon's kind of amazing. But what about the other cannons? This is auto weapons, artillery. So the mortar, the Gorgon mortar battery. The frag shell one is a 5-inch blast with barrage 2, so it hits twice. That's pretty cool. It's not going to kill anything. It's kind of okay. Heavy quad launcher is armor bane and breaching 6+, but damage 2. That damage 2 is going to do some work. The ordnance is also going to do some work. The Earthshaker cannon is also pretty decent. These breachings really need to do work, though. The Medusa mortar is also AP 4, but is breaching 5+ with 5-inch blast template. I think I'd actually do the Medusa mortar because it has pinning 2, which is really good. The siege mortar is, let's see, blast 5, barrage 1, breaching 6+, pinning 1, but it's 3 damage. I think the Medusa mortar is the best out of all of them. Okay, let's get back to page 29. So it can take the Medusa mortar. It's 15 points. This is probably what I'm going to do. And it's 5 additional gunners. So it's just a 1 weapon, but you can take a whole bunch of these. I think the detachment was 4 of them. So that's really good. I like that a lot. Yeah. Yeah, I like this a lot. 10 out of 10. Artillery. Bring more artillery. God, I'm just wondering how much artillery I'm going to need for my militia army. Because I'm like list building in my head how I want to do this. Because I want 3 levy squads, just 50, so 150 dudes just across the field. 3 10-man units of just dudes to hold my home objectives and just get 3 points a turn. Maybe take some banners to help with that line if they have that. And then the rest of it is just going to be artillery. So Medusa cannons just everywhere. And I only have 3 right now, so I need more. Sentinels! Oh my god, they have sentinels. So this is where the sentinel went. What can he get? Can he get the multi-melta? It can get the multi-melta! The original sentinel multi-melta launcher is here. Ah, I'm happy with that. It can only get the sentinel chain. It can't get the lifter. I wanted the sentinel with the power weapon. I mean, technically the chain blade is pretty much the same thing, and you can just say it's that, but me. 1 hunter killer missile, the smoke launcher, and a chain blade. May have any of the following. I love sentinels. I think they're amazing. Just taking them outflanked with heavy flamethrowers is really, really fun. They're pretty tough. They're 40, what is this going to be? 50-point unit, and you get, what, 5 in a unit? Yeah, that's insane. They're really good. I love sentinels. I think you outflank with them, you run into an opponent's unit, you flame them, they panic, they run away, and you just try to get to another unit before this unit gets, well, run over. They have light and skirmish too, which is pretty cool. And the armored sentinel is just a walker. So it's either of these, and you can take, what is the difference? Initiative goes down, toughness goes up, movement goes down. So I want the scout sentinel for the open topness, and, you know, it's not as tough, but, I mean, it's still pretty good. The Militia Arvis Lighter. This is the older one. Let's see. It has all of the new stuff. It has the smoke launcher and everything with the 5-up info. This thing, the Sentinels, 10 out of 10. I love Sentinels. I have so many Sentinels. The Arvis Lighter, 10 out of 10. I don't care. It's amazing. This is honestly how you're probably going to win your games, is you take 2 Arvis Lighters and you hope that they come in late game and you just roll that and then you fly over to your opponent's objective and just put your dudes on it and fly away. And you just hope that it's enough for them to survive. Let's see. The Utility Hauler. This is the Genestealer Cult vehicle. The, I forget what it's called. But it's a Genestealer Cult vehicle. The Rock Grinder. Not the Rock Grinder. The smaller one. The Rock Truck. It has a transport capacity of 22. Holy shit. They're just hanging on it. Has like no armor though, which is hilarious. Cargo and the Armored Hauler. This is cool. This is amazing. It may have 3 pintle-mounted weapons, which is hilarious. This is also, GW did release a armored hauler for Necromunda that this thing is, but I'm probably just going to use the Genestealer Cult vehicles because I have 4 of them, so it's cheaper. 4 pintle-mounted weapons is really funny because you could have 4 heavy flamethrowers on it. And 4 heavy flamers is amazing. Which is probably what I'm going to do. Just 4 heavy flamethrowers on a vehicle and just rocket it up the field as quickly as possible. The cargo hauler may have 1 item and then... Oh, it's up to 3. So it can't have 4. It's up to 3. I thought it could take both, but then I realized it's contain cargo versus armored, and I'm going to take the armored one. Not as fast, but it's fine. Let's see, it takes dozer blades or a 100 kilo missile. I'm not even going to waste my time with those. I'm just going to take 3 heavy flamethrowers and just run it across the field and just flame things. 10 out of 10. Amazing unit. The Militia Industrial Rig. Actually, this might be the... Yeah, this is the Genestealer Cult vehicle. Sorry. The last thing is the armored container transport thingy from Necromunda. This is the Rock Grinder or Rock Truck because it has a heavy flamethrower already. Turret mounted, yeah, it has the weapons of the vehicle as well. So that's exactly what this is. Gravis autocannon, seismic cannon, heavy mining laser. Yeah, it's a Genestealer Cult vehicle. Searchlights and dozer blades. I might take dozer blades on this thing just to get it through the terrain. It does have auto repair. Does this one have auto repair? No, it doesn't. Well, that's pretty cool. This thing can repair itself. And by repair itself, it removes a status. So that's pretty okay. 6 hull points if you do the Explorer rig, or 5 if you take the... But the mining rig has the option. The Explorer rig has no options. Which is... What? Wait. This model may be replaced with one... oh. Okay, so the one just has the heavy flamer, the other one has twin heavy stubber and the heavy flamethrower as well, but then can't get any of these. So this one is better? Ooh, the Explorer rig auto repairs, the other one doesn't. So it's really a matter of how far and how fast can you get this thing across the field. I think both are good. Both transports are really good. Yeah, I like them both. The Gorgon transport is back. Hell yeah. It's a Gorgon. It transports 45, which is crazy. Can it transport multiple units, though? I think it can only transport 1. Yeah, it only transports 1. Damn it. But it's an assault vehicle. You can transport a whole bunch of Ogrins in this thing. Not really worth it, but, you know, it's cool. It's cool that it still exists. Reconnaissance troops. What can we get with these guys? Infiltrate 9, move through cover. What is their base weapon? Shotgun. You can take 5 long rifles. That's really good. So these, weirdly enough, are your squats. Not your squats, your ratlings. Your ratling snipers. These guys are really cool. I like these guys a lot. And you could take a Vox and melt bombs. I would take the Vox, and that's about it. They infiltrate. They have sniper rifles. They're hitting on fours, which kind of sucks. But you can just pop sergeants, pop Voxes, pop Vexes, and get rid of like special weapons and units. Overall, pretty decent unit. They have smokescreen also. Holy shit. That's really good. I like that. Ooh, does this thing have... Yeah, it has smoke launchers. Okay. And then the cavalry. Hell yeah. All right, may include up to 5 additional. I was looking forward to this. So it's 110 points for the full unit of 10. They Vanguard 3, impact to strength. So their strength plus 4, so the strength 7 on when they attack. Wait, they don't have their lances or Militia lance. Okay, for 5 points a model. So it's 50 points for the lances. One outrider in the unit may have... Weirdly enough, I think you take the command squads for these. And if you want to do even more squads of horses, you take a squad of these. I think the other ones are a little bit better, which is weird because I don't like them. So yeah, I think you take the command one mounted instead of this unit. But this unit is also really good. It has Firestorm, though, which is kind of neat. Outflank. The outflank is big. Implacable Advance. So they're just really good. Yeah, I think both of them are good. I would take both. 10 out of 10. All-terrain patrol. What the hell is this? It's the fucking quad and trike from Necromunda and the Gene Stealer cult. That's amazing. They added this. This is cool. I like when they add things. And now I'm gonna probably go through and read through the old militia and see all the stuff that they lost, but you know, it's cool that it's here. 2 Meltaguns. The fuck? Every quad in the unit must have the 1 item from the Militia special weapon list or 1 item from the heavy weapon list. I'm taking heavy weapons. I'm definitely taking heavy weapons. This thing can drive around with a mortar. That's just a what moment. Honestly, the autocannon might not be bad. Just a whole bunch of them with autocannons. Hell, even the heavy bolter isn't that bad. All right, let's see. So that's the quad, and this is the trike. So the quad can take any heavy weapon, which is really cool because it's, you know, mounted on an arm and everything. It can be shot and has like the mining laser and shit, so you can have a las cannon on it. I like the autocannon, but that's just me. Or a mortar. Just mobile mortars are cool. The trike unit, combi weapon exchange for one of the following. Twin heavy stubber. That's kind of neat. I think I'd actually rather keep the combi bolter. But the heavy stubber's free. 2 Meltaguns. That's silly. Any model in the unit may have 1 item from the weapon list. I like the quad better. I think the quad is way better. The quad doesn't have as good of a save, but these saves don't matter. They could just have saved nothing, because a lot of the weapons are just going to cut right through them. I like this. I like this a lot. You can actually get them up to tough. No, because it's infantry. Still, these are really good. These running around with Volkites might be crazy. Ooh, or needle weapons. These running around with Volkites, though. I might need to test that out. I might need to test out the Volkite weapons. Try that out. Scouts. This looks like bikes. Oh, no, this is the Venator. Holy shit, they brought this thing back. This thing actually wasn't in the Militia in 2nd edition. They brought it back. Which it makes sense because they remade it for Necromunda, and a lot of the Necromunda stuff is in this. Because they tried to make this as close to models that they make as possible, so that, yeah. So, pintle-mounted twin heavy stubber. and a smoke launcher, and the Ridge Runner, which is funny that they have the Venator and the Ridge Runner, which I use those interchangeably in my Genestealer cult, has a front-mounted twin heavy stubber, and they have armor in this instead of being toughness. Honestly, I really feel like they could have just done this, but I get why they did this because it's more of a car than anything. Twin multi-laser, twin seismic cannon, twin las cannon. I think I'd do the twin seismic laser, to be honest. And that's the Venator's list. And then we have the Ridge Runners list, which is heavy weapon list. Shit. Again, you can rock around with the Volkite. And the Volkite for them is pretty good. Up to 2 mounted hunter killer missiles. This thing having 200 killers is kind of sick too. How many points is this? Jesus Christ, they're dirt cheap. But it is just one unit. So it's one car, which kind of sucks. I was kind of hoping it would be like you can take 3 cars and then they split up. But I'm not saying no to this. I like this a lot. The double hunter killer missiles and a mortar might be interesting, but I would probably do, honestly, probably the autocannon or this. It's weird that it can't get the seismic cannon. It's kind of weird because the Venator can, but the Ridge Runner, its army has the seismic weapons, and it can't get the multi-laser. Not the multi-laser. The what's the las cannon that they use? The mining laser. I just think that's funny. 9 out of 10. It's cool. I'm bringing cars back. Thunderbolt Heavy Fighter. It's the Thunderbolt. Planes are just kind of okay now. So a little bit of a trick. You don't need to buy planes anymore at all. They don't stay on the battlefield anymore. So you could just buy a cardboard cutout of a plane or just make a cardboard cutout of a plane that's roughly the shape of the actual aircraft and be like, it's here. It's going to shoot that. It flies off the board. Because it doesn't stay on the battlefield anymore, you're not as obligated to buy them. Though then again, you never were obligated to buy them. You could always just proxy them. And I know a lot of people who just buy like the military really cheap models and just go, this is my Thunderbolt. And I'm just like, yeah, sure. Different planet, different customs. Cool. The Militia Lehman Russ, it's cheaper. It's 130 points, which is, yeah, that's pretty good. It can take all of it. And they're sticking with this coaxial heavy stubber. It's so weird that they stuck with this, because this is a gripe I have. The Vanquisher has a coaxial autocannon in the kit, and it says it on GW's website, even under the Sola Exilia's like description. It says coaxial autocannon. And I believe that this is just a mistake that they made, because why the hell would you shoot a heavy stubber at a thing you're shooting with the Vanquisher cannon? Like, I know that in real life warfare, they would shoot a 50 cal with like a tracer round so that the main cannon can fire and, you know, find it and whatever. But big dumb, give me back my fucking autocannon. I'm still running them as if they had an autocannon. I don't care what GW tries to say. It's not overpowered. They're gonna miss. But yeah, for this thing, you take the Demolisher cannon. There's no reason to take anything else. Or the Plasma. The Plasma or the Demolisher are the best. Then you take like an autocannon and you call it good. Or the Heavy Flamer. Yeah, the fact that this thing gets glanced to death I don't like, but I think it's fine. Because Armor 14 is already hard to glance anyway, and since it has no protection against armor-bane weapons like las cannons, it's still going to take the hull point anyway. So armor-bane against this vehicle would ignore the fact that it would take a glance from a glancing hit, and it would instead take a penetrating hit, which would only deal 1 hull point anyway, because it does it in lieu of... it's an instead of effect. So, yeah. Is pretty good. They can get a Malkador. Malkador is a Malkador. I've gone over the Malkador 1,000 times. It's not a good tank. It has its independent firing thing, which means it doesn't have to snap fire when it shoots at different targets. It's pretty okay. Like the Malkador is just okay. I like it. I like it with the Demolisher Cannon, and I throw probably the Battle Cannon on this thing. And then I throw, like, if you want to be real funny, you can throw 3 heavy flamethrowers on this thing and just rocket it at your opponent and just have the time of your life with it. But this thing having armor 13 is going to get glanced to death very quickly, and I do not think it's worth 170 points. Demolisher Cannon brings that to 210. It might be worth its points. 7 out of 10. The Militia Baneblade being 500 points, not worth it. I think the standard Baneblade... Hang on, let me go check. Because I have all my stuff. Let's see. What is the... The Stormhammer's 500, and it's a better tank. And I know the Limnos is cheaper than the Stormhammer. So, already, no. It should be cheaper, because it's going to take 2 hull points for every glance it takes. Or for every wound it takes, it's taking 2. So this thing's going to die real quickly. Not every wound. It does 1 additional damage, is what I should say. So if a Las Cannon Array deals 4 damage to this thing, it's dealing 5 because of the 3rd line. So that kind of sucks. Yeah, it's a Baneblade. I kind of want to run one in a game, but I'm going to take it with my Soul Auxilia. And then we have... Oh, there's the Aflame thingy. I could read this. I'm not gonna. Armor Breaker. It has all of its rules in it. All of its... Oh, I can finally read what this thing does. 6+ invulnerable save that is modified to 5+ against attacks made as part of volley attacks or Overwatch. That is terrible. And they gain the shield trait. That's good. And the heavy trait, which is okay. Soul Shield, not that bad. I like it. Boarding Shield, way better. 5+ Invo save. In addition, gains a shield trait. Amazing, because you can shield wall. Put your toughness up even higher. If you go Kindred, you can put your toughness up even higher. So you're looking at a toughness 5 guardsman with a shield, which is hilarious to think about, that a guardsman can be tougher than a space marine. Frag grenades are frag grenades. The Vexilla is... I'm making this determine the distance of... Oh, wow, it's way worse. It's an additional dice and discards a single dice of their choice. Okay, that's okay. It helps you get back into the fight. Let's control the player to roll. Okay, so this thing rolls an additional to get rid of statuses. Pretty decent. The standard is... ends its fallback movement within 12 inches of at least one model from a friendly unit with a standard. All models in that unit immediately remove the routed status. Okay, so hear me out on this. Hear me out. This is hilarious. Because it doesn't say... hang on, I gotta read this very carefully. No, it works on Ogrins. Never mind. I was going to say it doesn't work on Ogrins, but they're Militia as well. Yeah, it only works on Militia. Damn it. I was trying to be cheeky with it and see what shenanigans you could do with it. Because I know with AdMech Mechanicum, you can actually repair any tank in the game, even your opponent's. So it's really funny that you can repair your opponent's tank. Advanced reactions is go to ground. We've been going for 2 hours. Holy shit. Medic is still medic. Recovery test. Process. Once a medic is active, advanced reactions. So it's only in shooting. Yeah, it's just they get a 5+ ignore damage and shooting. The go to ground is an advanced reaction, which more than likely you gain a 6+ cover save. Useless. You're not going to be using this. You're going to be just shooting back. You're going to be hoping to take out one guy with you. Shield Wall is amazing. We already know what this is. Smoke Screen is amazing. We know what this is. Armory. The Archaeotech pistol is absolutely amazing and always will be. This gun is just amazing. It doesn't reroll to hit anymore, which kind of sucks. I feel like it should increase your ballistic skill by 1 to represent that, or get 1 additional shot, or go down to breaching 2+. But that's just me. Breaching 3+ is really good. It's a solid weapon. Or actually, just if they just upped its range strength to 7, nah, that would be too powerful. Mortars, amazing. All mortars, amazing. I don't really think I need to go into this too much. The Medusa mortar is probably going to be the one I use the most. It's 36-inch range. It breaches on a 5+. It has pinning and it's barrage, and it's a 5-inch blast. So it's big. It's not the gigantic blast, but it's still big. They don't have a 7-inch blast template, which is kind of meh. The quad launcher is also pretty decent. It gets an additional shot, which is kind of cool if it's still. Moving on, auto weapons are mostly the same as all of the others. It's cool that they get the rotor cannon. I love suppressive abilities. I think they're great. So I'm going to be rocking around with a squad of just 10 rotor cannons just to try to suppress a couple of units. Let's see. The Thunderblast battle cannon kind of could have been better in my opinion. If this thing was damage 2, it would be really, really, really good. But it kind of sucks. I'm a little disappointed with it. At least give it the 5-inch blast, but whatever. The regular battle cannon is pretty good because it goes down to AP 3 and it's really good at killing like infantry, and I absolutely love that. So yeah, Baneblade cannon is incredible. Like, I love me some Baneblade cannon. It has pinning, just big blast, boom, get fucked. You know. Bolt weapons. What do they have that's interesting? The Gravis Heavy Bolt Gun Battery is just suppressive, which is nice because they're dirt cheap. So you can rock around with a couple of Reaper carriers just with these things and just suppress units. You're going to die to return fire, but it's still pretty funny that you can do it. Hand Flamer. The Hand Flamer not causing panic annoys me. But if you can grab flamethrowers, you grab flamethrowers. You try to get as many flamethrowers as possible in a unit just to cause panic checks. They're incredible. The las weapons are kind of shitty. Not really gonna lie. Las pistol is a las pistol. Las lock it's higher strength las pistol, but it's still a las gun. Las rifle gets a couple of extra. No, it just gets 1 extra shot if it stays still. Which annoys me because I remember the las rifle being pretty decent. I also, I might be confusing it for the Sola Auxilia's weapon. I think I am. Blast Pistol is pretty interesting. 9-inch range, 2 shots, strength 4, AP 4, so it's good at killing Sola Auxilia. 1 damage, but it has rending and shred. So, like, it's 2 damage, AP 2 on 6s. So if you have a whole squad of them, they're pretty good. Multi-laser is a multi-laser. It has suppressive. All of the lasers have suppressive, which is really good. Las Cannon is okay. Las Cannon is the biggest letdown of this edition, I think. It went from being like the ultimate weapon in last edition to, do I want a Las Cannon team? I might need to kill 1 tank, and you need all 10 shots to do it. The Heavy Laser Destroyer is really good because it's 3 damage, 2 shots. I don't think we need to go over Meltaguns. They're Meltaguns. They're crazy powerful. Let's see. The Militia Pistol. This is all just the same weapons that we see in Sola Auxilia with different names. The Long Rifle is really good because it's goes up in range strength to strength 5, breaching 6+, precision 5, and pinning. So you roll to hit on 5s, you pick out you put everything on either the Sergeant or the Vex or the Vox, and you just blow those guys away and then pin the unit. If you really want to get that pinning down, you kill the Sergeant. If you roll multiple 5s, you really just want to put all of them on one guy just to guarantee his death. This isn't like Space Marines with their sniper rifles where you can guarantee a couple of hits. Guardsmen, or Militia in this case, they're not going to get too many shots to begin with, and the shots that they're going to get are going to miss. So you need all of those shots to go into one person to kill them. So I think if you have a 10-man unit or a 5-man unit, 5-man unit is going to kill one guy. And I think that's pretty reliable. Missiles are pretty much the same. 100 killer missile, Hellstrike missile we've seen. Canopy rocket mortar is pretty funny. That's not canopy. That's not canopy at all. I don't know what the dyslexia is beating my ass today. I don't even know what the fuck happened. But anyway, the rocket mortar. Strength 6, AP 4, damage 1, blast 5, barrage 1, suppressive 1. Pretty decent. Heavy rocket bombard is pretty nice. It's a 7-inch blast template, so it's really good. Now, the cool thing about these bigger blast template weapons is that you can put them over multiple squads. You have to center the hole over one dude, but if that happens to hit multiple squads, they all get hit by the weapon and they all have to do the tests. So suppressing like 3 squads because your opponent is tightly packed in their deployment zone, really awesome. And then we got the industrial tools like the mining laser. It's just it's a better las cannon. Range 6 though. Why is the mining laser range 6? What? That's just a las cutter. Why not just call it the las cutter? Whatever. Anyway, the mining laser, range 6, firepower 1, strength 9, AP 4. Oh wow, this is terrible. Never mind. This is a terrible weapon. Wow, that is awful. Never mind. I was thinking the mining laser from 10th edition, which is amazing because it's a better las cannon. Heavy mining laser, same thing, but still that AP 4, which is bad. Seismic cannon is a template. AP 4, range strength, and then breaching, and then stun 1. That's pretty good. I wish it had panic as well, but that would be too much. The heavy seismic, so it goes up from template 2. Oh, twin. Yeah, that makes sense. The heavy one goes up to strength 6. The damage 2 is nice, and breaching 5+ is real nice. And then range strength going up to 8 is real cool. I like this weapon. I like the seismic weapons. I think they're really good. Needle weapons are needle weapons. They're super good at picking people out. The needle rifle is crazy good at picking people out. It's basically a sniper rifle. It's 48-inch range versus the 36-inch range of sniper rifles. Its range strength is only 2, but it wounds on a 2, which is crazy. So if you get a precision hit and you manage to roll the 6, you get the breaching, but you only need a 2 to wound. So if you have an assault squad, a squad with sniper rifles, and you swap it all out to needle rifles, you get a longer range weapon, and you could potentially just pop units real quick, and I love it. And it causes pinning as well. So it is a sniper rifle with poison 2+. Needle cannon is always good too. Just 3 shots. Wounding on 3s. Just fucking pinning things. It's amazing. It could go up to 4 shots, which is great. I'm hoping to see these weapons on the Sisters of Silence in the future. But yeah. Then we got plasma weapons, and the plasma weapons are exactly the same as they are in Soul Exilia. We have the plasma gun, the plasma pistol, plasma cannon, executioner plasma destroyer. All of this is, we know what it is. Honestly, I think people are sleeping on the plasma destroyer. 5-inch blast, breaching 4+. It's really good. I absolutely love it. Volkite weapons, again, as many of these as you can get. They're really, really good. It is weird that the charger is deflagrate 5 and then the other one is deflagrate 6. I always found that a bit strange, but it is what it is. I like them. I think they're all great. No, that's the strength of the deflagrate, right? I forget. But you just want the multiple shots. We have the arc rifle in here. It's pretty okay. It's cool that it's suppressive. I think that's pretty nice. But I'd rather the needle weapons. Grenade launchers are grenade launchers. I kind of wish I had a poison grenade. Rad grenade is a rad grenade. It's poison 2+ with phage, which lowers your toughness by fucking 1, which is crazy for the entire game. I don't know if they stack. We had this rules debate a couple of days ago, whether or not phage from different abilities stack, because it says 1 or more hits with a weapon with this ability, and I counted that as no matter how many different units are shooting it, because that's the way I would rule it in a tournament. But somebody pointed out that that's not exactly how they're run, so I might be wrong on that. The Weber's terrible, but I love it. It's not as crazy as 10th edition's Weber. And then we have some close combat weapons. We have the Sentinel Chainsword. Chainblade is Strength 6, I believe. Reaping Blow 2 and Shred 5, which is kind of funny that this thing can actually take on Terminators. It's not going to win, but it can take on Terminators. The Charnable weapons are pretty much exactly the same. It's weird that we have a different weapon name, but sure. Industrial tools, we have the pair of industrial weapons, which is modifiers -2. They're kind of just okay. Armor Breaker is pretty nice because it can lower your armor. The Paragon Blade is the Paragon Blade. It's absolutely amazing. Their Paragon Blade is only damage 1. I thought the Paragon Blade was damage 2. I think I confused the Paragon Blade with the Tyrannic Greatsword this entire time. Shoot. Oh, well. Shit happens. Then we have all the standard weapons. We have some militia weapons down here, which is the Lance. We talked about that earlier. Tainted Implements. It just gives you Rending 6+, and that's it. And then I think that's everything. So we've gone over this entire thing. And honestly, I think it's fine. I think it's a great little book, and I'm going to have a lot of fun building a whole bunch of armies that I can't afford. And then I'm going to try to play them. And the way I'm going to play them is I'm going to use a whole lot of empty bases, because I'm going to be like, yeah, I'm still either printing or buying them. I might actually do... there's a cheap alternative that are like really shitty models, but they're in 32 to 28 millimeter scale, so they're really good for it, but they're also garbage. So I might actually just buy Old World Militia and use them to fill the ranks that I need for my militia and go from there. So yeah, that's everything I wanted to go over with this. I got a lot wrong. My dyslexia beat my ass in this whole thing, so I am sorry about that. It is what it is. I do want to start streaming a bit more, and I want to just do other random things. Like right now, I'm currently working on some custodes, and yes, I do paint them while they're still on sprue, and then I cut around and do the proper painting to fix them all up and everything. But if it's like the tabards that aren't connected to anything, I just paint them on sprue because it makes it easier. I got a whole bunch of shit that I'm actually working on. Like literally all around me is a whole bunch of different projects. Like I have this chilling over here. I have some old world stuff chilling here. I have, let's see, that's a Logan Grimnar just sitting there. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff sitting next to me. This is a case of 120 Marines. This is all just Heresy Marines that I don't know what to do with yet. Yeah. So, if you enjoyed the stream, please like it and everything. As always,